what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, 26 minutes after the hour, y'all. Listen, many families today are facing legal issues from divorce to child custody and support, grandparent rights, and more. But knowing your rights can make a big difference. And joining us this morning is a family law attorney, Cynthia Hawes, in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, thanks for having
Tilt
me.
your mic up a little bit because we don't need to miss nothing. Fix up mic. Get it all the way together. First of all, we're going to start with grandparent rights because a lot of people may not know that grandparents have rights, and even if their child is not involved as a parent. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So grandparents definitely have rights. They have to petition for the rights, right? So they're not naturally vested with rights, but they can certainly petition the court for their rights, and especially if it's in the best interest of the children, that the grandparents have custodial rights. The courts normally grant that. So,
and the statute to the grandparent rights in every state is different.
Absolutely.
And it is a hard statute to win. It's a hard case to win. It's not. I have a what do you call it? Presidential case.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce it right?
Precedence. Yes.
Precedence
Yes.
case. The first in the state of Alabama to win grandparent rights, and I'm proud of that. So I have visitation with my granddaughter. Why is the statute so high, and why is it so hard to win grandparent rights?
I would say my professional opinion is that, they want parents to be primary first. So you have to prove that the natural parents are unfit or they're uninvolved. And then grandparents are able to step in and file that petition so that they can prove to the court that they are best suited to handle the children.
Yeah, and or deceased.
Correct.
If your child died or
That's
whatever.
a great point.
Yeah, if your child died and you don't, the in-laws or his baby's mother or her baby daddy family don't care for you or whatever, you'll never see your grandkids again.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, the fact that Pastor Jamal Bryant had to have our grandparents stand up and said, "You have not seen your grandkids," and so that thing tore me up so bad because a lot of grandparents don't have access to their grandchildren, so we just wanted to keep all of them lifted up in prayer.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, for the custodial parent who is not currently getting child support and cannot get a lawyer, can they file on their own?
They can. So a lot of states you can go to, the Department of Human Services, Child Support Services. They'll definitely help you there. They will assign a case manager to your case. So you'll work with them. It is a lot slower than if you have private counsel or private representation, but it gets the job done, right? And it's there for the children and for people who need those resources, who can't afford private resources.
Well, at least there's help for them and they can't.
Right, absolutely.
Now, on the same token, y'all, for filing for child support, what are common mistakes that people make when filing on their own?
Ooh, that's a good one. I say service, right? People typically have a hard time with serving the defendant. You have to be diligent because your case can't move forward unless you get that defendant served, right? So you got to get your baby daddy or your baby mom served, or the judge is not able to hear your case. So I would say that's probably the number one issue that people have. They don't know how to either hire a private investigator or do what we call a skip trace search to see where somebody actually resides to prompt that lawsuit to move forward.
Yeah, and they have video. They'll do it on video.
Oh, wow.
Or whatever.
What?
Because if they say they weren't served, you could produce it as Exhibit A in court and show that they was served in the judge.
Or that they're evading service. We have that all the time. Now, we know you in there.
Right.
Lights on, TV on. We start barking.
Oh, God. Okay, well, let's talk about custody disputes and fathers' rights, because Black fathers, they encounter harmful stereotypes in family court, hurtful ones, and this can lead to a battle to secure primary or even joint custody. So what advice can you give to the dads out there who are in a custody battle right now?
Absolutely. So, my professional opinion is, and I tell all my dads that I encounter, you want to file your action immediately. Don't wait. If that baby is 3 months, file it. 6 months, file it on the first day of the child's birthday. You know what I mean? You have to be very diligent in custodial cases, especially in your conservative states, because they honestly care more about children being born in wedlock. So in the event that children are born outside of wedlock, you want to be extremely diligent and fast. Again, you want to get the baby mom served so that you know where she's located. A lot of dads, they wait a year or two and they have no idea where their baby mom is or who they're living with or if they're even in their current state. So my professional advice is definitely don't wait. Jump on it.
Because I'm going to tell y'all, you don't have no parental rights as a
None.
dad. They know rightfully so. They know that the baby belonged to the mother because she in the hospital and gave birth. But they don't know who the dad is.
That's right.
So until you file
Yep.
or whatever, you have no legal rights. You have absolutely none. I don't care how long y'all been together. You have to go get a DNA test, and it have to be signed by a judge. If she don't let you see the child, you don't have nothing. Because a birth certificate can have your name, last name, all that stuff. It does not give you legal rights.
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. So
that don't make sense.
And what, can you speak on parental alienation and the threats of alienation? That is a common problem.
That is a common problem. And it actually irks me as a family law attorney. I hate to see it. It happens quite often. So parental alienation is when one parent essentially ousters the other parent, right? So they don't allow the child, the other parent to come to the child's major events, first day of kindergarten, their honors programs. Even worse than that, they don't allow the other parent to have access to medical records, right? If something's going on with your child, you would want to know. If you don't have any legal rights, you have no right to the medical documentation as to what is going on with your child. Same thing applies to school records. So it's tough. Parental alienation is tough.
A witness expert testified, a child psychologist testified that it is harmful to the child to be alienated from his mother or father's side of the family. It is, just want everybody that's listening, it is, I don't care how much you don't like her or him, it is harmful to the child. If you really love your child, you're going to make sure that he or she have a relationship with their mother or father if you, the custodial parent. It is harmful to do that. I don't care how you dislike or you hate him or hate her or whatever. It is harmful. I promise you, when it's time for my kids to go, my grandkids to go, I'm talking about, boom, let's go. Time to go. Yeah. Mommy time. Let's go. Gotta go. Hey, might not agree on everything, but I can't harm them by trying to do stuff like it's wrong. It's wrong. Everybody get out of your feelings and think about your child. It's wrong. Yep. It's wrong.
It's selfish.
Stop doing that to children. Yeah. It's bad. That's the most hurtful thing in this entire conversation is parental alienation. Correct. It's dirty. It's low down. It's snake in the grass. It is wrong. Stop doing it. All right, y'all. Listen, we have, if you have any questions for Attorney Cynthia Hawes, we're going to be taking your questions up next. Hit us up at 866-9-RICKEY, 866-9-RICKEY. Nothing is off limits. Call us now, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. We got family. We're talking about family law this morning. We're going to go right to the calls because I know a lot of people have been calling. Hit us up at 866-9-RICKEY, 866-9-RICKEY. You on with Attorney Cynthia Hawes. Good morning.
I'm co-parenting, with my ex, and I'm supposed to have the kids every other weekend. But I recently had got into a DUI accident. That's been about almost a year now. So now she's kind of, just letting me get the kids whenever she feel like it because, she, think that the kids are in harm just because I had got into an accident. So I stopped paying child support. Been about almost 2 months now, and I'm supposed to get the kids every other weekend. Would I get in trouble for not paying child support and not, not paying the kids?
Absolutely. I would say to that question, you both will be in trouble, right? She has violated the court order. You have every other weekend, and then you violated the court order. You're supposed to pay child support, so you guys both are in you're not in the best light with the court, but you still may exercise your visitation that's in an order, but you definitely want to pay that support. You want to get caught up. You don't want her to take you to court for that.
Yeah, you don't want to go to court with unclean hands.
Absolutely.
Because when you go to court, you don't want that to be the issue. You want the issue to be that she's denying visitation. That's going to make you look good in the light of the courts. Aren't you on with Attorney Cynthia Hawes? Good morning.
Yeah, so my question is, I have, my son has a son, and the baby mother has basically just took the child, and we have no ways of being able to get in touch with her. She she cut off all communication. And me as a grandparent, is there any way that I can be able to get some type of grandparental spouse custody?
Yeah, so you definitely can. You can petition. You want to petition with your son first. He needs to be legally recognized as the father, and then you can file your separate petition for grandparents' rights. Service is a really big thing, so I heard you say that you are not sure where she's located. You got to track her down, get a private investigator. It's going to take some time and some financial resources and some investment, but you can definitely do that. I would highly encourage it.
All right, y'all, with Attorney Cynthia Hawes. Good morning.
Yes, a grandparent right. My grandchildren pretty much have been alienated from their mother, and I want to know what grandparents, rights are.
Absolutely. So you would find local counsel in your area. I would definitely advise legal consultation, but you're very likely to be able to file a petition for grandparent rights, custodial rights, and visitation so that you can be a part of your grandchildren's life as they're a minor and as they grow. It's very important for the children.
All right, y'all, with Attorney Cynthia Hawes. Good morning.
My question is, my husband has a son that's 16. He just found out that the child is not his. He lives in Texas. The child lives in Alabama. And we found out because we got served child support papers. What do we do to rectify the situation? Because he still wants to have contact with the little boy, but at this point he doesn't know if he's able to, because we found out that the child is not his.
Right, that's a good and complex question. So the first answer is you do not have to pay child support. That is not your son's legal obligation. Secondly, because he's not going to be recognized as the biological father or the legal father, if there was no adoption in place, he may not have direct access to the child. Hopefully he's built up a relationship, and maybe there's some they're connected on social media, and if he's 16, he only has 2 more years until he's 18, and they can build that relationship outside of the court. So I would definitely advise that.
That's good. You're on with Attorney Cynthia Hawes. Good morning.
How do you navigate when the non-custodial parent is understating their assets, their finances? Like, I know they making money, but on paper they understating it.
Absolutely. So that process is called the discovery process. You have to serve them with discovery. You get those bank accounts, those Cash App, the Zelle accounts. We know people like to hide money all the time, especially entrepreneurs. But there's a vehicle and an avenue to do that. It is called the discovery process. So I highly encourage that.
All right, John, attorneys, say that again, Dave. Sorry. All right, look. So my bad. I thought we had another call. This is some really, really good information, some important stuff, especially on grandparents. Shout out to everybody that called up talking about grandparent rights today. Yeah. Anything you want to say about, just anything that we didn't cover?
Yeah. So for the grandparents, definitely want to petition. If you have grandchildren that were born outside of wedlock, you want to file your petition so that you can have custodial rights to those grandchildren. You don't have to wait until they're a lot older. It could be, more difficult, especially for the child emotionally. To all my dads out there who have children outside of wedlock, again, you want to be very diligent. And courts appreciate that when you guys are diligent and not when you wait when the child is 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We want to see petitions for legitimations and custodial rights by dads when the children are very young, preferably before they're even walking. That is highly preferred by the courts and by judges. And
I want to give a big shout out to all the judges that actually sit down and take the time to take testimony.
Yes.
Y'all don't know how much it means to, we don't care. Just the fact that you have the time and take the time to sit there and listen, because when people don't know what to do, they come to the courts for resources. That's the whole purpose. Yeah. And I'm talking about the easy thing to do is try to make people go in the room and settle. But when you sit there and take testimony, we know that y'all have other stuff going on. You got your own kids and your own problems. It takes a special person to sit up on the bench with a robe on and listen to heartbreaking, hardcore testimony. And I just want to if nobody ever said thank you to anybody in the courts, any judge that's sitting on the bench. We really appreciate all you hard-working judges. We absolutely love you and thank you. And I'm saying that on behalf of everybody that have went to the courts and had to come to the courts for relief. We appreciate you, even if you don't give us the decision that we want.
Right.
We appreciate you listening. And I want to say that to all the judges. God bless y'all. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Absolutely. My name is Attorney Cynthia Hawes. I may be reached by Instagram at cynthia.thefamilylawattorney. Also, my business line is 866-LAW-ROOT. Again, that is 866-LAW-ROOT. Thank you so much.
And Super Dave, stop interrupting us, talking in my ear when we talk. We got a lawyer on. I bet you so short. Somebody still paying child support for you.
No.
Super Dave.
Shot at me. I'm trying to keep us on time. That's my job.
Somebody carrying him on his hip.
Hey, watch it, bro.
Baby car seat, grown ass.
Super Dave.